Well, there's a video for a Honda CR-V 2.2 diesel EX. This is the top of the range car. As particular examples, very low mileage car with just 41,000 miles. Standard car, apart from obviously metallic paint and the side steps that have been fitted to the vehicle as well. Car's in absolutely wonderful condition, but I'll go around it for you. Just come to the lenses here. Again, completely clear. The bonnet, you have to look very, very hard to find a single stone chip on there. I'm sure there is one somewhere, but I can't see one at the moment. Lenses on the side, again, completely clear, no cracks, damage or otherwise. The squat down here just to show you just how crisp the panel work is on the car. So it's mirror smooth down that side. Front offside wing, completely clean. Front tyres got tons and tons of tread, and the alloy is all but unmarked. I think there's a tinsiest, I just find there, it's a tiny curb mark there. Dunlop tyre on the front here. So the panel work is in absolutely pristine condition. Ring mirror housing, completely clear. Rear tyre here, again Dunlop, again tons and tons of tread, and an alloy width exactly the same as front. It's the smallest bit of curbing just on the outside, but absolutely minuscule. Come on the back, can't find any marks of any note. I think it might have caught the tailgate there, it's been touched in by someone, but really very clean. Again, this side, wonderfully clean and crisp, so the mirror smooth down there. Rear tyre again Dunlop, and alloy, I can't see a mark on that one, apart from sort of the tiniest little bit on the rim there. And then down the side, and all very, very clean indeed. Final tyre again Dunlop to match the full set for you. Again, alloy wonderful condition. Again, just the very smallest bit there, but externally, apart from some of the smallest marks I've seen on alloys, look at the car in absolutely super condition. Coming into the boot area of the car, absolutely massive boot on the CR-Vs. They really are huge. This is why I've had so many of these cars. But it's all in absolutely superb condition, it really is. Plastics are very, very good. They haven't been bashed around at all. Any marks are very minimal indeed. Just quickly put my hand down on the sensors there. I hope if you can hear those inside, they all work absolutely perfectly. Coming into the back of the car now. Back of the rear seats, generally very good indeed. These are the areas that can get sort of kicked by kids' feet, but those are very, very good indeed. Leatherwork's in absolutely stunning condition, it really is. There's obviously a full black leather interior on this car. The only marks I can see, which is quite common on the CR-Vs, just a couple little marks on the door handles here where people who grabbed them maybe had rings on or otherwise, but again, fairly small. When I come to the front of the car, door cards all in very, very good order indeed. Sill area again, likewise, very clean. There's no marks from any sort of skagged seat belts or otherwise. Full set of mats in the car. Driver's seat obviously electric on the CR-V EX, and the bolsters are all very, very good. It only wears the tiniest little bit on the bolster there, but again, just really nitpicking. But the seat work is very comfortable and very good condition. Likewise, the passenger one there. Just put up at a second. Obviously got this big panoramic glass roof, absolutely wonderful. Obviously on hot summer days, if we ever get one, you can close the blind like that, click of a switch, and open it back up. Right, so inside the car now. Just to quickly pan down here to show you, got the full owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key for the car as well. The whole of the dashboard here is in one of the nicest conditions I've ever seen on a CR-V. It's wonderfully clean, very original. Sat-nav system, all fully functional. Just going to close the panel roof just so it doesn't glare too much. There we go, it's a bit better. That all works perfectly. Drop it into reverse, and then you've got a rear camera, and that complements front and rear parking sensors on the car. Dual zone climate control system, again, works absolutely perfectly. Just going to put that on mode, 1 second. It's on low, and there's absolutely ice cold air coming out of there. 6-speed gearbox, and the gator is in absolutely super condition, which isn't always good on the CRVs. They can wear where people hold the gear lever for some reason down there, and they can wear it on the outside there. But that's all very good. Centre storage area, controls your heated seats, and they all work absolutely perfectly. Coming up here, multifunction steering wheel. So we've got volume controls and radio controls rather for the radio on top left, top left there, cruise control top right, and voice activation system on the bottom left. Auto lights, auto wipers, and then coming into the main dash pinnacle here, we see 41,573 miles and no warning lights on the car with the engine running, apart from obviously just the fuel light there. Come across here, controls for electric windows and your wing mirrors. They're power folding as well, just to show you those working. Work absolutely perfectly as you'd expect. But all in all, we're looking at a car in a condition that reflects the very low mileage and wonderful ownership of this vehicle. Right, this is a road test video for a Honda CR-V. This is a 2.2 EX diesel. Car's covered 41,530 miles and is registered RY57FWH. Reason for the road test is now that we're selling cars to customers from all over the UK and also the near continent now as well. And we feel it's right, if people are willing to invest time and effort and money to come and see us, that we can go to the time and trouble ourselves to show you the car before you come to us. And if there's anything on the car that I need to let you know about prior to coming, obviously I can then do so. What I try and do in the videos is to do very much the same as you'll do yourself, on the same roads as you'll be doing the test drive on as well. Just to go through the car kind of one by one in the same order as you do yourself. I always start with the engines. This particular car has been very, very well looked after mechanically. The engine is the 2.2 i-CTDi diesel engine. Obviously a very low mileage example. Engine starts absolutely on the button. No strange noises, no vibrations, no whining, no noises that shouldn't be there. And as an example of one, it's wonderful. It's very smooth revving. Got all the horsepower it had originally, it would appear, because it pulls incredibly well, but it also does it very smoothly and without any kind of, say, annoying noises coming back through to the car itself. No warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or anything else for that matter. The engine then obviously drives through the clutch and transmission of the car. Clutch of the vehicle bites absolutely at the right point. It bites really well. Put the foot down nice and hard there. It bites and goes. No issues at all with that. Whether you put the clutch in or out, the engine makes the same noise. There's no vibrations, clattering, or change an engine note when the clutch is in or out. Clutch then drives through to the 6-speed gearbox, which is a typical Honda affair, beautifully done box. Very slick synchromesh, wonderfully precise linkage. They're absolute masters at doing these things, and as an example of one, given such low mileage you wouldn't expect it to have much wear in it, but just to show you, I'm just flicking through the gears for fun there. It's just a lovely short throw, really easy to use box. It's not clunky or vague like getting some of its competitors. It's just a really lovely box to use, and it's a nice high up position as well. And it all works absolutely perfectly. So in terms of the powertrain of the car, engine, clutch, gearbox, cannot fault it in any way, shape or form. Steering of the car tracks bullet straight. There's not a hint of vibration back through the steering wheel at all. It's got a brilliantly precise setup on these CRVs, for a four-wheel drive. They're very, very good indeed. But the steering, again, utterly faultless. And I'm looking out for some, little signs of wear where you just feel as though the car's done a few miles and just hasn't been that well looked after. But there's none of that. Likewise with the suspension, it goes about its business absolutely perfectly. When it goes over the bumps, there's no kind of secondary noises, clonks, bangs, or clatterings. And what I mean by that is sometimes if a car's done a bit of work around town, they can the little anti-roll bar link arms kind of wear out, the track rod ends have a bit of wear in them, and they just make it, you can feel it through the steering and through the suspension. You get a few little clanks and bangs underneath that shouldn't be there, but there's nothing on this at all. It is absolutely as solid as a rock. Brakes on the car, lovely and solid, right at the top of the brake pedal. The brakes themselves, the pedal itself is exhibiting no kind of pulsing back through the pedal itself, and that would suggest where you've got warped discs, and again no sort of noises from the brakes. So we'll obviously check the brakes before it goes out anyway, but given the pedal that's on the car, it would suggest that everything's in very good order underneath. Driving at speed, I'm listening out for kind of any wind noises coming back through the car that shouldn't actually be there. Where you might have a windscreen seal or sunroof seal or window seal not quite right, but again, it's all lovely and quiet and refined in here. Dashboard, it's in fabulous order in here. That's the one thing I can't really, there's not always a given on CRVs because they are family cars, and quite often you find that they can be, little kids can work wonders at dismantling any car, but as I say, this one's in really, really lovely order. Everything works. You've got a nice high up sat-nav system, works absolutely perfectly. So I want to do something a second, if I may. Just going to pop the air conditioning on, and sure enough, that is ice cold air coming out through the air conditioning, so there's plenty of charge in the air conditioning system. Dashboard on the car, classic Honda affair, really nice, crisp dials. Everything works perfectly. The temperature gauge is exactly where you want it to be, about a third of the way up the gauge. There's no pixelation on any of the displays. All the controls I've touched have worked absolutely beautifully. They work with that lovely click precision that you get from Honda cars. But as I said, it's very hard to get over in a video just how nicely something drives. So they don't always drive the same. You've got one with a few miles, or has missed a few services. You can feel it. This one, drives exactly as the last person's maintained it, which is in really super order. So all in all, as I said, I know it's only a brief drive, but it's really just to show you the car in operation, and this is the car you're coming to see. There's no sleight of hand at our garage. This is exactly what we do on every car we sell. As I said, it drives absolutely superbly, so if you've been coming any kind of distance to us, you can rest assured you're coming to see and drive an absolutely fine example of one of these wonderful, wonderful cars. Obviously, if I've missed anything out in this road test, do please give us a call, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.